Make noise.
My imagination runs deep. So deep that my vision never disappears. Even when I'm asleep, my imagination is amazing. Hot like fire, blazing. My imagination is off the chain. And I don't have petty illusions. I drift off to another level, causing myself confusion, misusing the purpose of a mind. But I figure that's the one thing can't nobody control but me, so I take advantage of it since it's mine. And no lying, I have the ability to form a mental picture of something that's not even there, present. Call it crazy, I prefer a blessing. To create scenes of things that have not yet been previously seen and even experienced. Weird? No. Wondrous? Yes. My mind plays tricks on me, imagining unrealistic scenarios of hoes being transformed into good housewives who take care of that man for working 9 to 5, but she know how to treat a good man because nowadays they kind of hard to find. Then I imagine shit like niggas referring to themselves as strong black men. I mean, it wouldn't make me none, but it sure be fun to see him treat her with the utmost respect. She's first, never next, number one priority. Then you get into your head that just because you pack a dick don't mean you pack authority. Imagine if there was no more AIDS or HIV. I even imagined that I had a science degree, and I was the one that created that little white pill that cured magic, so I have the ability to cure anybody else that has it. I even imagined 9/11 never happened. Or that there was no more crime shootings and kidnappers. I just imagined that everybody was happy. I imagine we were all kids again. To go back and start over, but this time to be raised right the second time around with the right morals, trust, it will make a difference. I imagine that the school system was just like the prison. When they don't let you go until you pretty much learn the lesson. And when you act up, you just go into solitary versus being removed, but so quick to wonder why statistics so high and why blacks ain't graduating high school is crazy. Wow. How my imagination takes me places. On journeys sometimes that ain't even requested. I'm starting to think that my mind is molested, constantly imagining that everybody just invested in the naked truth. Like to get real reason why the battle's still going on and why they fighting to our troops. Imagine the president not being able to lie. Imagine gas prices wasn't so high. Imagine you had to be at least 18 to buy condoms and imagine you had to be at least 18 to buy condoms or at least 21 to drive. Now imagine how many kids wouldn't be here, but imagine how many still be alive. Read between the lines. I imagine that cancer never existed, because then maybe Granny would have still been living. I imagine that guns went missing and Crips and Bloods were more like religions. I imagine that there was a Wall Street in every ghetto and every child kept a journal. I imagine that life was more like a fairy tale and there really was a light at the end of the tunnel. Can you imagine? Yeah. If life was forever. Or can you imagine if everybody was at least granted 3 wishes? Imagine you was given a fair chance at life. Now what would you do with it? Imagine if God took naps. Man. And the very moment that you needed him was the moment that he rolled over on his back. Man. What if God was childish and he played tit for tat? Imagine that. Imagine if the images of my imagination were true. Or imagine if the images of my imagination was a lie. Imagine I ain't take the time to write and recite this piece to make someone realize that it could be first. Imagine you only had one life and you put yourself first. Imagine you only had one chance. And it was like lights, camera, action. Imagine what you could do if you actually stuck to the script, what could actually happen.
So now imagine that I am Genesis. He that was first formed from dust. Created in the image of God, exhaled and I became a living organism, sent forth to multiply, govern, and till the earth, and I am he whose blood was first spilled by his brother out of an envious will. I walked with God, became invincible and never died, but was transported to another line, leaving nothing but my word and the cloak for the next in line. I am a 500-year-old carpenter, pounding away at a 300 by 50 by 30 cubic vessel, believing that rain will flood a barren terrain, leaving me to replenish a terrain. I waxed, settled and aged, prayed for a baby was granted to the nation. My descendants are as numerous as the sands of a rotated glass. I am a rod turned serpent, devouring the competition. The blinding lightning transcribed in Deuteronomy 5 in the mountainside. I am the arms that open, splitting a sea in 2 outstretched hands, applying pressure to pillars, destroying those who were homeless but never bowed in the idol. Heating the flame 7 times hotter, and yes, I am the fourth. He that became a cooling wind in the midst of the furnace, taking fire out of burn and burn out of fire, allowing free to ascend, unsinge them. I turned through 39 prophets and 42 generations, through the lineage of Abram, David, and Jacob, birthed by Joseph's virgin, preaching to existence by a voice in the wilderness, and I am the 7 deadly sins. Antonym. Spiritual fruit rolled up into a bittersweet Messiah, living, healing, saving, welcomed, betrayed, beaten, denied, hung, bled, died. 3 days later revived. I stand on the mountain speaking righteousness to the masses, feeding truth to thousands, giving light to a seemingly darkened generation. See, I speak faith, calling those things that be not as though they were, believing in the unseen, casting mountains to the sea through poetry. My word is living and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of spirit and soul. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, the birth and the burial. I am time's first, ticking second, and eternity's never-ending continuum. I am Revelation.
Y'all know what's up when I'm rolling up. Right? Let's go. Fumbling, Judge. Okay. Judges, give me your scores to Nick. 9.0. 9.4. 9.4. 9.3. 8.9. 8.9. 7.9. Now for the post.